俺を担ごうとしてるんじゃ。
そんなことをして我々に何の得が？
人工授精はできないんですか？
無論すぐに試しました。ですが結果は同じ。
Guilty pleasures. It's a topic that everyone views differently, but we all enjoy. In this episode, we'll be going over the top 15 of these animes that might make you feel guilty, but still wins over your heart. Number 15.
夢じゃないのか、これ。なんだよ。一体何なんだよ。
To start off the list, we have World's End Harem, an anime about, you guessed it, the world ending. With our protagonist entering a pod to hopefully treat his lethal disease, he wakes up to find the world has ended. Now, with him being one of the only males remaining, he has to, well, you know, it goes.
エリサのやつ、なんて言ってんだ。
The show may sound like an interesting story, but believe me when I say this, it's all about reproduction. Because the protagonist is one of the only males left alive. Every girl he meets instantly becomes attracted to him, knowing they don't have many options. The show can be funny at times, but it's definitely one you want to watch when no one is around.
エリサ。それ、預かっててくれないか。目が覚めたら返してもらうから。
Number 14.
ない。どんなスプラッターだよ。クソゲー決定。
Next up, we have an anime where the main character lives every anime watcher's dream. Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World follows Meikyuu, a nerd who thinks nothing of it when logging on to a new game. Little does he know, however, this simple action would open up a whole new world for him.
お気に召していただけたようで。
悪くない飲み物だ。
もちろん彼女のことでございます。
やっぱりそうか。
あの娘は今当家で最もおすすめの奴隷でございます。
With tons of erotic scenes, this show definitely knows how to keep you engaged. Like the last one, I would hide under your bed sheets when watching this one because it can get a little out of control. Regardless of all this, it's still a fun watch despite it making you feel a bit guilty while watching it.
とうとうと流れる霊の意志、脈々息づく地の調べ、インテリジェンスカード、オープン。
セーフ。
問題ありません。
Number 13.
めっちゃ可愛い。この子の彼氏は相当鼻高いだろうな。おっと。
Entering the list is Rent a Girlfriend, a series with the whole concept being around renting a significant other. Kazuya is no stranger to this, hiring a girlfriend online after his previous one dumped him. Although this might not seem too crazy to some of you, it doesn't stop there.
待った。髪やるの時間かかっちゃって。和也くん、嫌かもって不安だったんだけど、どうかな。
別に嫌じゃねえよ。
By renting said girlfriend, he starts to find more girls all over him, causing for some questionable moments. The show may not seem as erotic as the others on the list, but trust me, there are plenty of questionable moments. Overall, the series concept of renting a girlfriend gets my mind thinking of all the possibilities if it was a widespread practice, thus earning it a spot on this list.
はじめまして、水原千鶴と言います。
お見事。
Number 12.
中学生。
Up next, we have an anime that you either love or hate. Guilty Crown is filled with cheesy moments that make you feel like dropping the show each episode. Every time Inori pops up, however, it changes my mind, completely making me realize why I started it in the first place. On top of the cheesy moments, there are a lot of times when the story just doesn't make sense.
シュウ、お願い。私を使って。
making me wonder if I should really give it a chance. Even with its plot holes and look away moments, it won my heart over for how entertaining it is. This may not be as crazy as some of the others, but as an anime fanatic, I definitely feel guilty about loving the series despite its issues. Number 11.
まだ朝の支度が済んでおらず。
いやいや、俺が勝手に早く起きただけだから。それより、やっぱり様はやめてほしいな。
そうでした。
For the next anime on the list, we have Farming Life in Another World. With the protagonist having a typical SOP story, he gets reincarnated into a new world, this time with godlike farming abilities. Because of this, tons of women somehow find him and ask to become a part of his family like it's an everyday thing. As the story progresses, so does the protagonist's family, and you can guess how this goes.
やはり万能農具というだけあって、いろんな道具になるらしい。ちなみに複雑な機械はダメだった。
そうです。
期待通り、クワと同じでいくら掘っても疲れない。
Not only is he surrounded by beautiful women, but he makes them work alongside him, allowing you to really understand the personalities of each girl. With me sitting in a relaxed environment watching all of these girls work on his farm, it definitely makes me feel a tad guilty.
あの頃の俺は思いもしなかっただろうな。こんな夢みたいな暮らしをするようになるなんて。
Number 10.
君の先祖から受けた恩に報いるため、精霊の力を与えよう。
Lock your doors because this anime gets a bit intense. With our protagonist also having a dark past, he decides rather than changing the world for the better, he should just do what he wants. See, he had been abused and beaten, forcing his attitude towards others to be completely rotten. Because of this, when he claps a girl in battle, he moves on to punishing them another way. If you know what I mean, Redo of Healer is an anime that really takes revenge literally, and with the majority of his enemies women, he makes sure to make them experience the pain he went through. Regardless of how dumb this show sounds, it has moments making you feel a tad guilty about enjoying it. Number 9.
未来日記は所有者そのものだ。未来日記が壊れるということは、お前も未来を失うということ。つまり死ぬのだ。
For the next anime, we are moving away from the whole lock your doors vibe and focusing more on one's personality. In the future diary, various people are forced to play a game that is essentially a Fortnite battle royale. Sounds pretty normal so far, right? Well, let's spice it up. Obviously, our protagonist is one of the players of this game, but what about his companion, Yuno? With a twisted personality and being completely obsessed with the protagonist, Yuno ends up doing some things that one should never do.
あなたは刺さない。そういう未来だもの。
未来って。
それに勘違いしてるよ、ユッキ。
Despite all of this, with her cute face and nonchalant attitude toward things, it makes some people actually like her. For the ones who enjoy girls like her, it is definitely an anime that would feel guilty about watching.
お前はあの時死ぬはずだった。お前はそれを殺し返した。これは奇跡を超える奇跡。皆を殺して勝ち残るのはファーストかもしれん。
Before we continue, comment down below which anime you'll be checking out. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's get back to the list. Number 8. What are the two things that I think are the most guilty to watch. Girls, and girls being forced to do things they otherwise wouldn't. In High School of the Dead, the world experiences a zombie outbreak, forcing everyone to work together. This all sounds normal at first, but when you take into account it is basically our protagonist Takashi and tons of hot girls, it gets a bit heated. What makes this a guilty pleasure is when the girls get absolutely violated by the zombies, giving us a front row seat. Now, I'm not saying you have to enjoy this, but if you are looking for a refreshing harem without a whiny protagonist, then this is the one for you.
嫌なことがあるといつも同じ場所に逃げ込むなんてまんま小学生じゃない。だいたい1学期が始まってすぐにこの調子じゃ。
Number 7.
やってしまった。ごめんママ。食らいやがれ。ジャッジメントナイツ。悪いなカイド。美味しいところ持っていくぜ。サンダー！ジャッジメント。
Now we've gone over mostly erotic guilty pleasures, but what about shows that are so dumb it just makes sense? To start off these shows, we have The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, an anime about our protagonist Saiki's adventurous life. Whether it's the wannabe protagonist Kaido or the meathead Nendo, there are plenty of moments that are too funny not to laugh.
僕ならこの喧嘩を止めることは簡単だ。しかしこれは2人の問題だ。コーヒーゼリーか。嫌いではないな。
This show may not be a lock your doors type anime, but it definitely hits a nail on taking strange concepts and making them funny. In conclusion, if you're looking for an anime that makes you feel guilty about laughing at the characters rather than gazing at girls, this is one you ought to check out. Number 6.
すごいぞ。何考えてんな。
Bullying, suicide, and sexual harassment are just few issues that many students face when in school. What happens when you take someone who has experienced it all and put them as the homeroom teacher? You get great Teacher Onizuka. Onizuka is your typical scumbag who makes sure to take advantage of every moment he can, whether it's flirting with a high school girl or beating up one of his students.
ねえ先生、これからうちに来ない？
行くわけねえだろ。
はい。
Like the previous show, it may not have the hot girls running around, but it definitely has tons of funny moments that you would usually frown upon. GTO takes messing with others to another level, making me sometimes feel guilty about laughing from time to time.
それに俺はまだ教師でもねえしよ。
Number 5.
シュークリームはどうやって食べる？シュークリームですか？そうですね。私はまず2つに割って2部分をポット部分のクリームにつけて食べて、で、その後今度はポット部分を食べます。
To continue the list with guilty pleasures, we have Lucky Star, an anime about young girls fooling around. Like the previous two, it prioritizes more on making fun of characters and bringing out their true personalities, all the while making you laugh. With this show following a group of young girls, when they make some jokes, it can definitely make you feel like you are with your friends.
私と一緒だ。マジ？じゃあどっちから食べる？細い方をちぎって余ったチョコをつけて食べるんじゃないの？
The story does an amazing job at making fun of their surroundings, including any goofy-looking character who may approach them. This makes for an overall enjoyable watch, all the while making you wonder if little girls like them should be seeing the things they are.
インフルエンザって違うの？てっきり風邪のすごい版かと。違うと思うけど、そう聞かれるとだんだん自信がなくなってきた。インフルエンザと風邪の違いですか？
Number 4.
俺は生き延びてみせる。
I know. Sword Art Online sucks, right? You are wrong. With our protagonist Kirito being trapped in a new world alongside various people, he is forced to become stronger. Now, I know the story is cheesy and filled with dumb plot twists, but you can't tell me you didn't enjoy it a tad bit. I mean, come on. Sure, Kirito started the whole edgy main protagonist wave and helped boost the game anime concept, but it's not that bad.
PG で魔法なしだ。大胆な設定だよな。自分の体を動かして戦う方が面白いだろ。
Look, I'm not saying the show is amazing, but it definitely has its moments where it shows why it's so popular. Despite how hated this anime is and how bad some of the storylines are, I think it definitely deserves a spot on this list because of the slight enjoyment that comes along with it.
メニューを操作する以外の方法はない。んなバカな。絶対なんかあるって。戻れ。ログアウト。脱出。
Number 3.
あれ？なんで三つ葉が入ってんだよ最初のも
このお方の折感は全く楽しめないでござる。ガチすぎだろ。しかもなんでスカートの下にジャージ履いてんだよ。
To kick off the top 3, we have an anime that I think everyone secretly enjoys. Prison School is about a group of men who get caught peeping on girls, thus causing them to be thrown into the school's prison. Not sure why they have a prison, but just go along with it. Now, with them in the said prison, they get morally abused by girls running it all.
俺も舐めたかった。下に期待でござる。お前らまさか喜んで。まさかはこっちのセリフでござる。こんな綺麗な女子にいじめられて喜ばない男子がいるとは驚きでござる。
Don't roast me in the comments when I say this, but you can't tell me some of the punishments don't seem a bit enjoyable. Might just be me, but when I watch Prison School, it is definitely a guilty pleasure seeing the true nature of all the characters within the prison.
おとなしく見るだけで満足するべきでござる。入学早々女子に嫌われたらきついよね。そうだよ、やめといた方がいいよ。うるせえ。俺はもっと女子ともっといろいろなんかいろいろしたい。
Number 2.
明日グラビアの撮影もありますし。知るかそんなもん。なんで俺がこんな目に遭わなきゃいけないんだよ。
As a runner-up on this list, we have Backstreet Girls' Gokudolls. An anime, like the others, is just too hilarious to pass up. With our protagonists being thugs who failed their boss yet again, he gives them two options: sell their organs or become ladyboys of Thailand.
じゃん、ついに会えたね。
会えて嬉しい。
CD182 枚も買っちゃった。
へえ、182枚もありが。
Of course, they become ladyboys, deciding to become pop stars while they're at it. With the series being filled with hilarious moments like this, it surely isn't lacking in the comedic values. Although the series is funny, the story is complete trash, making you wonder if you should really be enjoying it.
お前、随分と迫力のある掃除っぷりだな。
ありがとうございます。
どんな小さな仕事でも、そういう必死さが大事なんだよ。
ありがとうございます。
Number 1.
メモはな、俺にとって命より大切なものなんだ。お金じゃ買えねえんだよ。
For the last anime on the list, I'm revealing a hidden gem that most people are unaware of. Golden Boy follows a young man's journey of being an absolute savage. Our protagonist, Kintaro, essentially runs around town fooling around with girls while making everyone around him seem like a fool. This show might be old, but it is definitely gold, with it guaranteeing you to laugh at every episode.
ラララ勉強人生これ勉強。
Kintaro may not seem any different than the other protagonists on this list, but when I say he is a savage, I mean it. I would definitely recommend this series if you want an anime that is filled with so many hilarious moments, you completely forget about moral values.
なんだこりゃ。これベーシックじゃないんですか。
何も知らないんだ。ね、うちはプロよ。
That wraps up the list. Let me know if I missed any anime that you think should have been in this list down in the comments section. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Peace.